just makes this look so unattainable right now.
And this maneuver as well from Sobel, he's going to keep on playing aggressive. It goes to show that PACT seem to be on another level, even though it's just early days in the first half. 50 seconds remaining, and you can see that's a lot of intel being acquired, and slowly but surely the rotation is coming in as well. Sobel in the back lines, making the push. 40 seconds. Oh, what's this? They're rotating back. That's a mistake. That's an opportunity for Sobel to get the kill on Adam, and now they're stuck in a really awkward position.
They've got to be careful with this one right now. 27 seconds left, and whilst the bomb does get reclaimed, they've got so much control here from PACT. Error will drop the smoke in towards CT. Does not matter though, it's the site that is the issue right now, but still gets away with the extra frag. Unfortunately, just not aware of these players in the positions they're in, and Error still gets away with yet another kill. Might try and put one more on the board for good measure, but does exactly do that. Unfortunately, can't finish off Manish, but it does make it incredibly expensive for the side of PACT. It's a victory, but at a very high price there. 5-1 though, PACT keeping up their aggression, keeping up their run of rounds, and more so just overwhelming GamerLegion in this first half so far.
On this one as well. More often than not, if you do have this two-man setup in Boiler, you get the kill, and what do you do afterwards? You just back away, you just leave that position. But in this case, the players of PACT still hold their ground, and they still manage to secure yet another frag. Impressive scenes here from PACT and GamerLegion. This is going to be a very fast round, and it is Goofy just racking them up. But the problem is for GamerLegion so early, and they've already lost 3 of their players.
Oh, make that a 4th there as Sobel absolutely just wipes them off the field. That is such a good start here from PACT right now. Ultimate dominance coming through from this side, and it is what you love to see right now. Their current position really putting them in an excellent spot here, and we'll see what they can start to bring to the table coming up into the next run of rounds. But I mean, this is absolutely perfect here from the side of PACT so far. It's sure another rebuy to come out of GamerLegion. See what they can start to bring to the table though. We've got to see something so much better from them in this next couple of rounds. That's a nice early entry, at least better this time. Adam though, oh, and he's just about escapes. Lucky to have his life. Sobel is isolated though.
It's not a very good position right now, but he could potentially still get a frag or two. The bomb plant coming in, of course. 3 players there from PACT. Gonna try to go for this retake, and of course, Sobel being very wary of the balcony. You know, well, yes, there is a certain 0 dropping from above. Now, if you're PACT, yeah, pack your bags. It's time to go back. Lunatic and Darker will save their weapons, because now retaking in a 4 versus 2 scenario on the A-bomb site, it's just too much. And GamerLegion, okay, they're finding some success here. I mean, early on, they decide to... It feels like whenever GamerLegion decides to change up the pace, be a little bit quicker than, say, the players of PACT anticipate, this could potentially catch them off guard once more and potentially give them one more round.
Absolutely, yeah, this is so far looking really good right now on the side of GamerLegion. Just to be putting on rounds on this map is perfect for them here. T side, one of the harder halves to play, and we'll see PACT now actually take a little bit of a tactical timeout as well. Given some of their economic ups and downs, they'll just be going for a little bit of discussion time here, it feels. But with the way that this one is working out so far, it does mean that PACT can get a rebuy. Although money, not great for the longevity of this half. They'll just be put down to a bit of an eco if this one doesn't end well. So unfortunately, one of their last buy round opportunities. GamerLegion though, they're sitting pretty sweet. They've got Error back on that AWP. They've got all the utility in the world to play with. So far, just outclassing PACT in terms of economy, but it's the rounds that are lacking. A rebuy to come. MP9 on offer, but we'll see what they can make use out of this. GamerLegion, they know they've got an opportunity to not just get that 3rd, but push for 4 as well. A chance to at least break the tide coming up here. Adam, though, tries to get that top banana control again, but just absolutely denied with an early entry.
Yeah, and you can just see that the players of PACT, they were just so aware of this possible advancement. So of course, if you're darker, you're just gonna go for a little bit of a spray. If you get a kill, that's perfect. And in fact, he does. So if you're GamerLegion, you use that player so quickly in Banana, you're gonna shift your focus towards a different area of the map, that being brackets. Luckily for them, they're not being challenged by anyone on the side of PACT. Once this smoke grenade begins to fade, uh-oh, there could be some really big problems for GamerLegion.
He's going to push himself close as well by taking such an aggressive stance. It really catches them off guard. And, oh, Goofy, he gets a triple. That is absolutely perfect. The timing, the peak, the spray, it all added up. PACT get round number 7, an easy counter trade. And, oh, what a beautiful round there, Goofy. The distraction from Manise, thought it might not have been enough. Rusty, I thought he might have checked it. He did at least check it, but not that it was enough. Goofy comes out on top. PACT get another round. This is a great little start for them in the first half.
Oh, and I thought as well that Manise is going to be the playmaker. He seems to be the one in a great position to get all 3 players, but once he ends up dying, it just works out even better. Because then you have the other player in the form of Goofy chiming in with those free kills. It's quite satisfying for GamerLegion that they do acquire that Bracken's control. It's all working out so well for them up until that one point. One player decides to just rack up free kills, and that's actually put their economy in a pretty difficult spot. Yes, they're making the investment here, but Zero has to play with a Tech 9, and if they lose this round, then it's bye-bye to their money. But this is somewhat of a faster round. Look how quickly Zero is taking over apartments control. They have full control of the apartments. Where do they go from here? Because they're also looking for their options over at B.
Look, the GamerLegion aren't scared to at least play these rotate methods and try and exploit some of these angles for PACT, but 50 seconds on the clock and seeming to be reading scarily into this scenario right now for the PACT side. They rotate a 3rd man. Really going to be having enough bomb site preparation for the defense right now. 3 rifles ready. Molotov down really starts to send indication signs to the side of PACT that this is indeed a B-sided play. With A side completely clear, and now they try and move in. 30 seconds gone. Time is of the essence, and with such a lineup position, a beautiful crossfire established, it's really going to be so tough for them right now. A peek out by Darko, swing from Goofy as well, and just like that, it's ultimate decimation. GamerLegion can't do anything at this point.
Oh, they can't even reach the side itself. That's how quickly they've been demolished by PACT. And as you can see, this city side is as solid as a rock. Yes, they've lost bomb sites a few times, but that was on the back of some early opening frags from GamerLegion. Apart from that, it really has been just PACT putting their foot down and making sure GamerLegion have a difficult time as possible. And they really are having a difficult time. If you'll just take a look at some of the kills spread out across the players, it's really not looking that great. The one player, the one exception has been Era. But as we've seen as well, the majority of the kills that he's acquired, those 11 kills, were in these latter stages of the round where he's left into somewhat of a more awkward 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 4. He somehow manages to pick up a few players, but still does not win the round. So even though he seems to be the one putting in a lot of effort in terms of fragging, it's still not enough. There's still 4 players that need to step up to the playing field.
Really difficult right now for the side of GamerLegion to get back into this. It's the momentum that is really starting to just ultimately flow with PACT at this point. And oh, Adam, that's what they needed. Just a great entry frag to find the opening engagement. They needed something like that to get away with it. And well, luckily, PACT are able to at least try and reclaim that weapon, although Dobbo is able to do exactly that. Rusty gets himself a free AWP. Nice nade onto Error. At least doing a little bit of damage, and especially in a half buy like this, early tags are essential. Sobol spots the barrel at least, gets a little bit of information, tries to go for the peak, but nobody really presenting themselves here. Will they swing out though? That's the question. They try and get prepared for it. That's a decent tag onto Zero, but now going to force them directly toward the B bomb site. And Darko, he's in trouble at this point.
Oh, Rusty, nice pickup on Lunatic, and that's even better. They've taken over the B bomb set, and with that, a bomb plant. And look at this. Yes, the players on the side of GamerLegion are low in HP, but also armed and dangerous. 2 AKs up in the hands of Era. If anything, PACT should be more than aware that, yeah, this one's going to be a difficult endeavor. They considered to back away from this one. GamerLegion, yeah, it does feel like whenever they change up the phase, be a bit more mobile here on the T side of Inferno, it seems to be the best rounds for them. Give them some of those pistols, maybe a few AK-47s, and they suddenly have a much better chance of winning against fully armed opponents of PACT. And so, the third round will be acquired, and even better, they get to keep that AWP in the hands of Era. But I can see this being somewhat dangerous for them. They have the op, and you know what happens when you have the op? You slow down, and you slow down quite a bit.
Seems to be the one, so the constricting factor right now of the GamerLegion side. They just don't have, I wouldn't say any sort of real strats in terms of the T side with a full buy, but when they're restricted to making moves around this side of the map and around these sort of weapons that they've got, they just don't seem as, like you say, convincing as when they're playing that looser playstyle. And well, we'll see what they can bring this time once again. PACT are on that full rebuy. Again, money still being an issue for them, so even a victory with 3 players dead, or 4 even, would be a difficult factor. But even so, GamerLegion themselves needing consistency in this half. Rather than flashy rounds and rather than one-off victories, they need at least 2 or 3 more rounds to be safe at the end of this first half. PACT looking to ultimately deny any sort of opportunity of that, with the smoke down towards Arches. Really might indicate an A-sided play, and that is exactly what it's going to be. The spray will come through. Manice good for 1, but it's a triple in return. And GamerLegion, once they've got their mindset on a strategy and once they know how to approach it in these rounds, that's when it pays off. When they've got a plan and stick to it, that's when they get their victories.
And I also thought something like the AWP in the hands of Era is going to be a hindrance. Nothing of the sorts. GamerLegion so quickly ascend on the A bomb set, and it didn't even look like PACT had a chance there. Though Manice, I'll give him props, he does manage to find that 1 kill on the A bomb set, and we've seen him try to go a bit more aggressive here on Inferno's mid area. He's tried to push it a few times, and the few times he's tried, that has been the first opener for GamerLegion. Here, he goes back to his tested formula of just holding the angle, and he does manage to get the 1. Problem is, though, he gets swarmed by the remaining players. Though, for PACT, this might be one of the rounds where they could consider going for the simple eco. Surely Darko can drop a weapon, Goofy can more or less invest himself, but it's the other players like Sobel and Manice that might struggle in that regard, so maybe it is just the 1 eco for PACT. Keep it simple. Go for the 1 eco here, you'll have plenty of money in the next. So it could potentially be a 5th round for GamerLegion, and suddenly this first half is looking a lot tighter than I anticipated.
Oh, it's feeling like it right now, absolutely, yeah, with the way that this one is starting to slowly at least open up an opportunity for GamerLegion here. Well, we'll see if they can keep hold of it. That's the worst. PACT just have a couple of saved rifles. They still are able to look deadly. Is supported by that rifle player. A little bit of attack, but it is Zero that does come out on top this time. Moving toward that B bomb site. Goofy lying in wait, yet to be spotted, and actually might get away with a kill. Dobbo dead to the USP. That's bomb down and a rotate called. Rusty has been made aware of, I'm sure of it, but Zero at least safe for now. Oh, Rusty, he has been kept safe, but no, doesn't get away with the kill. Forces out the peak, and Darko to find the frag. It's all onto Zero. And with 31 points of health, it is a monstrous task at hand.
Oh, and it's really awkward for the Lonesome Zero being left in a 1 versus 2 with just 31 points of health. I mean, I don't know. How is he supposed to win this one? It's just so out of his league. But he's going to go for it nonetheless. 20 seconds remaining. He's still looking for some kind of opportunity. There could be the first. He's expecting a player in the coffins, but the player doesn't peek just yet. Once that smoke grenade is deployed, he's going to go down to Darko. And that will be a victory here for PACT. And this is the one thing I really like about PACT. You can just notice how many times they use these sort of bird angles, little boosts that they make from time to time, and every single time they go for some sort of boost like that over the smoke grenade, it catches the players of GamerLegion off guard. They never seem to be aware of them, and here as well, a perfect example of just going for a boost through smoke in one area of the map, then once more in another, and suddenly they got themselves a few easy kills, and even better, a round victory for PACT.
Beautiful so far. This is absolutely fantastic for PACT, showing just how good they can be and just how convincing that they are making this first map look so far. And well, they're gonna have to really start to step things up on that T side if they wish to get away with anything more at the end of this half. Manice, though, going for the swing, will take out Error early. A beautiful opening frag picks him clean off. This is working out brilliantly so far for the side of PACT. I mean, sure, it is their map pick, and sure, it is one of their most dominant maps in the circuit, but to have this sort of lead so far in this first half, it is a very convincing sign of what is potentially to come for the rest of this series.
Oh, 50 seconds. Lonesome Darko spotting out a few players. At least this time around, he's got the backup if there is an advancement, but he's going to hold his ground, and the players from GamerLegion don't want to contest the B-bomb site just yet. In fact, that tells me that with 35 seconds now being around here, they have to look for some other avenues of attack, and there we go. A smoke has been deployed in middle. They have to wait for it to fade. That's costing them extra seconds. And now at 25, there's even a Molotov here from Goofy. The incoming advancement is here. Molotov being deployed once more. Excess damage. They have to push in, however, and that's a problem. They need to get on the side, but Sobel is going to make sure that does not happen. There's the one, but Double comes in quick. And with 10 seconds, they need to get that bomb planted. And by the look of things, it will go down.
Able to take the frag, and that's a perfect advantage, although how long does it remain is the question. Lunatic able to take out one now. Both of these players pushing up through short. They've got the off angle, they've got the timing, but still, it is Dobbo that's left alone. Darko to pick him off, and a beautiful victory once again for the side of PACT. Doesn't matter whether it's a sight hold, a retake, an aggressive push, PACT seem to have it all covered here in this first half.
And 10 rounds as well. 10 rounds have gone the way of PACT, and this is turning out to be, if not is, a great scoreline for them. One more round remains in the first half, however, so there's the potential for GamerLegion to push it to 5, but it's not looking good for them. At least the one saving grace. The very last round of the first half, they'll have plenty of money. Loads of it, in fact. AK-47s for all. There's an AWP in the hands of Era, and of course, a lot of utility to work with as well. Adam is going for his own usual antics of moving up quickly in Banana, but luckily for him, it's not a single player to try and contest him, but that's a nice Molotov to try and force Manice to hold this one position. Uh-oh, no, Manice! Oh, that's scary.
Whew. Just about makes it out alive there, luckily. Comes away with 20 points of health. Needs to be very careful. Dobbo, though, speaking of being careful, he will have to really hold his ground here. Double boost, or double stack at least, onto short. One of those players in the boosted angle, which makes it so difficult. Darko just edges a swing and picks off Rusty. Force the early advancement out of Adam as well, and this might work out, but still, Sobel, he's going to be hunting as well here. Might catch off this player going into arches. It all is dependent on timing, and Darko does get out on top, but still, Adam able to take the frag. It's back to a 4v4. It's the B-bomb site now taken. The retake potential is still there. 40 seconds on the clock now. Both players inside stacking up toward that Coffins and Ruins angle. It's going to be a difficult retake, but definitely a possible one here for PACT.
Good thing for GamerLegion that they still have some utility remaining, but Minis, and Goofy as well. They secured the first couple of frags, and now Era alongside Zero. Backside Molotov comes in. They need to move. They need to kill Zero. Good one on Sobel. Look at the flames. So much damage being inflicted. And now it's Lonesome Era against 2, and he goes down way too swiftly, allowing PACT to have a successful retake on the B bomb site. Now that's something you don't get to hear too often, not to mention in a 4 versus 4. I'd say one of the big problems for GamerLegion is that they weren't spread out quite. I mean, with 4 players being on the bomb side, that's too many players. You could have very easily have someone in Banana. Yeah, someone hold the Ruins. Maybe someone in first Oranges. But because they were clumped up in these 2 angles, the backside as well as Ruins, the players, once they die in those positions, that's it. PACT, plenty of time with the defuse, plenty of time to win the round, and there we go. It's 11 for the Polish.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good way to end the half for them. It seems like Inferno is on its way to a very quick end right now. And I mean, looking at the other side of the bracket, currently at 8-7 at the end of the half. And PACT, they realize that it's an aggressive flank here. Sobel takes out the first and the second as well, followed up by Goofy. And it is GamerLegion that try to be the aggressors and just get absolutely ruined. Sobol, a perfect 4K in that round, 12 confirmed for PACT. Inferno does not seem to have any sort of durable sell-by date. It is going out very, very quickly.
Well, this was so... The one thing I will say is that GamerLegion have used this sort of standard tactics, I guess you could call them. I mean, what's the most standard play you make on the first T-side pistol? Good old classic rush B. What's the most classic thing you do if you want to change things up on your CT side? You go for a mid push, and that is exactly what they're doing once more. And here, there's a bit more success. In fact, there's a lot more success. Suddenly, it's a 2 versus 3, and well, Goofy going for a bit of a spray here, but this actually puts some of the players in more of a awkward position, like Sobel. What does he do? Does he wait for his teammate? Does he go for the advancement in the A bomb site? Surely, if he finds some good timing, he might even find an empty A site. But now, minute and 20 seconds, things have calmed down quite a bit, and Sobel and Goofy, it's time for them to pick up the pieces.
It is still doable. That's the at least saving grace of this type of round. Even with a man disadvantage in this type of scenario, they've still got plenty of time. They've still got at least the better weapons on 2 out of the 3 players across the board. 50 seconds on the clock. It all depends on the right move they make. Zero is lone defending that B bomb site, but with a lack of health, and at least with the manpower being favored for the PACT side here, they have made exactly the correct choice. They've got decent utility as well for the execution onto this B bomb site. But with 30 seconds on the clock, there's a flank on the way from GamerLegion, though. That is something that you need to be aware of with how slowly the PACT side are taking this. They are subject to flanks. Now they'll go for the swing, but Goofy comes out on top for the first. The bomb can go down. They'll hear the footsteps at least on the site as the players back away, but it's all about timing, and Sobel, it could not go worse for him. Down to the 1v2, but Goofy, he has the angle, and he has at least the advantage of now a 1v1 to play.
Oh, there's the flash as well. He's gonna go for the peek, and he will destroy Rusty in the push. 1v2 and a victory for PACT. Even early on, though, GamerLegion, I tout their success. The advancement in middle, it's a good idea. In fact, it works out really well for them. But here in the post-plant, once PACT acquired the site itself, it's Goofy's proficiency to secure the victory. And it is 13-4. Oh boy, if you're GamerLegion, that sucks. They have to go for the simple eco here. They have to give away at least one more round in the second half. The potential is there for a 14-4. You have to wonder, is this where GamerLegion will give up and just look for brighter pastures on Overpass? Right now, that seems to be the most obtainable goal.
Yeah, it almost almost feels like it right now. GamerLegion are almost just trying to survive rather than trying to get back into this one right now. PACT are dominating in every fashion. And Inferno looking like it might not be sticking around for too much longer. This is a guaranteed 14-4. Whilst they can get a buy round going forward into the next for GamerLegion, they lose that. It is pretty much good night and goodbye to Inferno right now. And, well, players trying to get at least a little bit of info. See if they can find some exit frags or any sort of weapons to carry over. But Manise is too wise for that. We'll check the corner and try and force these players out of CT. It's some very easy frags to come through onto this one. PACT, though, this is guaranteed 14-4 and a very quick uprise on Inferno. They are playing with true confidence right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. PACT has been in these sort of positions to win rounds ever since the start of the first half. Yeah, there were some post plans that they didn't win, but there were also some scenarios where their players, out of the blue, someone like Goofy will get himself free kills. Someone like Darker will come up huge on the bomb site. And now, it all has culminated to a 14-4 lead. For GamerLegion, this is not looking good. Their best chance to try and pull off some sort of comeback, or at least a stance, is in this round. AWP in the hands of Era. Weapons for the rest. And Era is going to go for the early peek, look for a player. Ooh, missing the first shot. Oh, spotted a player in the apartment. This is getting a little bit awkward. Era, he's the one trying to hunt them down from the backlines, and no one, and I mean no one from PACT, is aware of the advancements. So for Era, he could potentially get one, maybe even more if he's precise enough. He is to get the second one, and he could go for more. Rusty chimes in as well. Suddenly there's a really good chance as Era has found himself free, leaving it all up to Lonesome Darko to win the 1v3.
Smoke down as well, at least able to get a frag, but not that the bomb plant will be unpreventable. Diffuse to come through, Dobbo confirms it. And that at least keeps the side alive now as GamerLegion at least grabbing round number 5, keeping themselves in the game for a little bit longer here. And well, that might just be necessary here, given that PACT are back onto the rebuy, that full utility play to come through. And the best part about it, no AWP. Manise is free to maneuver as quickly as he likes, and that is what PACT will be looking to do. They're not going to be constricted by the needs of an AWP. They'll run the rifles instead. A lot of nade usage out toward Banana, very minimal damage inflicted, but a lot of info. Darko, he's aware of at least 2 out of the 3, and he'll get away with the 1 at least. Flashbang was good, trade to come through, but maybe a double, no. Lunatic keeps himself alive, takes out Rusty, and keeps the advantage, at least for PACT.
Oh, this is still great for PACT. 4 versus 3. There's been some bloodshed in Banana, but it's PACT to come out triumphant. Where did he go next? A whole minute and 5 seconds remaining on the clock here. Lunatic, ooh. There's one incoming player in the form of Era. He's shown his proficiency, but misses the shot here on the one player. Now, if anything, if you're PACT, you know the positioning of the AWP, you might be inclined to avoid it, but you're not going to avoid Zero in the pit. He's in a prime position to at least get the 1. He gets it on Lunatic. They need to clear him out of the pit. They do so successfully, and they've done it. They've taken over the bomb site, and they've left Era back on B.
Oh, they got to be a save at this point, given the overall economy, given the overall position. At least just take that AWP into the next round and see what they can muster up right now. But, well, for the side of GamerLegion, longevity, survivability not looking like the main aim of this one right now. Inferno really starting to take a dip, and with PACT already on that map point, sets up a really nice sort of air of confidence from this team that going into Overpass, sure, it's not one of their best maps, but with how quickly they've been able to exploit GamerLegion, like you mentioned earlier, on a map that pretty much every team not just wants to play, but has to play in the current meta with how common it is, to only be on 5 rounds right now is a very scary sign for the rest of the series.
Oh, 15-5, and yeah, you're right about it. This is not a good scoreline whatsoever. We can say that it's the caveat of, yeah, it's their opponent's map pick. It's Inferno. It's a great map here for PACT. But at the same time, this is Inferno, a map that we've seen play loads of time. And if you want to be a good team in CS, you gotta know how to play Inferno. So far, we haven't really seen that much variation here from GamerLegion. Uh-oh, it's Dark who's securing 2, and he's gonna continue moving forward to get another. And I'm sorry, but that's the end. That's the way how the cookie crumbles. And it's looking like a 16-5 for PACT.
Oh, that is a very quick cleanup here, it seems. All down to 0. Last man alive. That bomb goes down. It is unpreventable. They'll get as many kills as they want. They can find some frags, but not going to change the outcome of the round and of the game, unfortunately. Wrapped up by Darko, finished off by PACT in what is a very confident 16-5 first victory. And again, sure, it's a great map for PACT. It's their best in the pool, but it sets a very scary precedence going into Overpass with how good they've played here already.
Oh, it absolutely does, but maybe there's still the potential for a squad like GamerLegion to bounce back, or will it be a PACT 2-0? There's only one way to find out here, folks, and that is by tuning into the broadcast. We're going to head on over to a very quick commercial break, and once we'll be back, we'll be sure to bring you that second map.
Initialize booting. These are your targets. You must find, capture and contain them until extraction vehicle arrives. Witnesses are irrelevant. Leave them unharmed if you can. End of a transmission. System online. Seriously.
I am at least 20% better.
Seriously. PewDiePie. What? It's not. It's doing.
How can you eat me 20% better?
Seriously. PewDiePie. What? It's not. Do it now. What good is it for? And few million subscribers doesn't. What? It's not.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into our second map of the series. It is, of course, the map of Overpass, the map pick of GamerLegion. But given how that first map went, I've got to see GamerLegion performing on double, triple what we saw in Inferno to really be convinced that they can win this map.
Yeah, and if we'll do the math, if they somehow perform triple to their standard beforehand, that's 15 rounds of CS. That suddenly puts them in a much more winnable position, and you're absolutely right about it. They're going to have to play some truly better Counter-Strike because there were some problems, and you can see the problems that in terms of fragging, there really wasn't that one player that stepped up to the playing field. There really wasn't a lot of cohesion somewhere in the late round scenarios where, for example, I think that last round of the first half really encapsulates some of the problems for GamerLegion is that in a 4v4 on the B bomb site, if your players just hold the positions right enough, they put themselves in some good spots, you can absolutely win that one. But you gotta spread them out. You gotta have someone in banana. Surely have a few players in the back of site. You can have someone overlooking the ruins as an example. And in that case, GamerLegion, they were just so clumped up together that for a squad like PACT, a few Molotovs here, the players just checking the angles thoroughly enough, and in a 4v4, they managed to retake the B bomb site. That is something you don't get to see too often. So if anything, PACT really is on a confidence high heading into Overpass. But the one caveat being is that they're not known as being some sort of truly amazing squad on a map like Overpass. So maybe there is the potential for GamerLegion to somehow get the upset here.
Yeah, that's the worst part really on the side of GamerLegion is, on the side of PACT, is that we don't particularly know what they can do on a map like this one against the better side. And Darko, he'll be the first to find an entry, but it's the B bomb site that's under threat. The Glocks up close really are dangerous, and Rusty and Error make sure exactly that comes through. And he's still trying to spam away, and all down to Goofy. Has been looking lightning this time, but no. GamerLegion already able to find that first round on the board. Good start, T-side pistol. It's always a nice one to pick up to begin the map.
And it's another fast one. I'll give this to GamerLegion. They really like playing some of these very fast pistols. On Inferno, straight up rush B. Here, same on Overpass. And it works out. Secure the first win. That's something you need if you're a GamerLegion. You got wrecked. The first map Inferno was a 16-5 victory. So if anything, to bounce back, you need to get as many rounds as early as possible, and they might even get themselves the second the way things are going yet. Good pickup on Goofy, and even though Minis loses his buddy, he's still gonna hold that position in the restroom. But GamerLegion are already making a rotation back towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, so far this is Working out beautifully for GamerLegion. Darko able to spot a little bit of early info. Adam already sent into challenge, although Darko still, how does he get away with that? A double in his favor, and I mean, luckily, there's no extra firepower or no extra difficulty on the side of PACT there, or else that might have been a much more awkward round. But luckily, just a couple of casualties. It's great cash for Darko, at least, going into the next round. But with the force buy coming through and with 3 players last alive, it will be a second and most likely third round for GamerLegion. So a much better start out of the gates here. Like PACT did on Inferno, it'll be GamerLegion this time, at least getting that 3-0 to start.
But Lunatic is still lingering around here. I guess he's hoping to catch someone off guard, maybe. Because the explosion weapon might fly his way. But I don't really think he's gonna salvage anything from this one. No, nothing of the sort. I mean, it was an investment from the side of PACT, so because they gone for the purchase, I can't really call that, you know, a good round. You know, if that would have been a full-on eco save from the players of PACT, they somehow managed to pick up a few kills. You got someone like Darko who managed to secure those kills with the Mac 10. That would have been not a bad round. But here, it was investment, and now they have to go for the full eco. And luckily for GamerLegion, the way they're moving right now seems to be toward the B-bomb site. And so far, the B-bomb site is empty. Has no players guarding it. They can very easily take over this part of the map and secure themselves that third round.
They've completely dodged all of the PACT players here, which is perfect. And so far, so good. A relatively convincing performance on the side of GamerLegion. Again, it is early days. Adam, though, looking to wrap up some great economy with that Mac 10 and able to do exactly that so far with a good couple of frags to his name, make it a third to follow. Some plentiful economy gathered as well, which is absolutely perfect. And right now, a simple cleanup for the side of GamerLegion. That is a confirmed 3-0 start. And that's the best way you want to begin here on a map like Overpass, especially knowing that PACT are a little bit more up and down on this map. It's a good sign that GamerLegion are leading early.
Oh, and Darko firing off shots from 50, but I'd say with GamerLegion, you probably want to eliminate Finn, but the problem is you're losing a lot of HP and even one player in the process. Still, though, not a big deal. They managed to secure the early 3-0 start. That's nice. That's something you wanted to see out of GamerLegion, considering how woeful it's been on Inferno. Just managing to scrape by with 5 rounds. Suddenly, Overpass is looking a lot stronger, even though it's just still, you know, the early days. And as early as it is, PACT already invest in the big guns. Minis, not holding anything back, has gone for the AWP purchase. Now, we've seen Minis play on Overpass in the past, and one thing that we will say about him, that he's a very proficient operator. But he, whenever tries to go for some more aggressive plays on the CD side, that does not seem to be his strength. His strength is just holding his angles and waiting for the players to come to him. The problem is, however, is that Minis is not going to find any action.
Oh, beautiful triple nade in there. Rusty deleting Sobel with the help of his teammates. That's a kablamo if we've seen one. And given an early entrance to the side of GamerLegion, Darko walking through, but it's Adam still that's able to take him out. Now they've got a good couple of frags and realize that it's most likely a B-sided stack. The rotate to be made by PACT, but it's GamerLegion bouncing out of that B-bomb site. They want nothing of the sorts to do with that side of the map, and with an A-sided rotate on the way, seeming like so far PACT, they're being overwhelmed by GamerLegion. This mixed side, this Swedish, UK sort of built-up roster is actually looking so much more convincing here than it was on Inferno.
Oh, they're looking really good here early on. And the 4th round, it's almost in their grasp. They've taken over the bomb site. Luckily for them, the remaining players will just save their weapons, and that's a wise choice if you're PACT. But we saw that nade stack towards the B-bomb side. It definitely shows me that GamerLegion have done their homework. They're coming into this map prepared. They seem to have some set ideas they want to accomplish. And remember, it wasn't like PACT CD side was truly something amazing. They just found a lot of gimmicky off angles that allowed them to secure a lot of early opening frags. And from there on out, they managed to have a stellar CD side. So if GamerLegion can provide a similar level of performance on their T side of Overpass, where they find these gimmicky angles, they go in for these little nade stacks to secure the early openers, and suddenly they have free players picking you through the monster tunnel, then yeah, I have hope GamerLegion can have a proficient T side here, and maybe a proficient map in general.
So much better from GamerLegion right now. Just to actually see them getting T-sided rounds on the board is a really promising sign. So early as well to have a little bit of a flawless lead. Again, it's really not going to account to much until we actually see what they can do in these full gun rounds. Now Manise on his sniper. You've got plenty to work with here on the PACT side, and given a solid opportunity to be able to now work a victory in their favor. But if GamerLegion can keep this up, then Overpass is going to really start to work in their favor, and who knows what we'll be able to see given the climate of playing Overpass for the side of PACT. I mean, we know it's a map that they are very, very up and down in, so again, we'll see where it takes us. Nice little boost and check by Adam as well. You can see his sort of, I presume, his IGL prowess coming into play there. I know Rusty is most likely the caller in this one, but given the circumstance of Adam IGLing in the Vex squad, sets him up as a really nice secondary short caller, and he's actually transitioned into the IGL role so recently, which is really nice to see. A very, very intelligent player. So we'll see what he can provide on this T side. So far, his calls, though, on Overpass, far better than Inferno, we can say.
They will make the right call here. However, 35 seconds, they're committing to the site, and ooh, that's a problem. Salvo's still thinking we're checking that smoke grenade, and now the players, they're entering the site. Darko, good pick up on one, but Zero replies with two. I think they've just about done it. Manise could try to go for a tag here, but the bomb has been planted. Remaining players have packed and had some good positions. You have Manise that's heading forward. Uh-oh, Manise. You have no back into that scenario. You're gonna die because of it. And Goofy, he can still see the corpse of his buddy, and that is a sign to behold. I don't think he wants to contest the bomb set. If anything, he wants to keep his life intact.
Especially, yeah, given the circumstance, they want to carry as many weapons out of here as they can, and even snatching an AWP as well for Error, which is at least a nice idea, but Goofy making sure that that won't get away safely. Luckily, keeps hold of his life in the process as well. But either way, this is convincing out of the side of GamerLegion. 5 rounds in a row. Max round loss bonus has been achieved, so it's a rebuy to come through from the CT side, but yeah, you've got to predict that there. Tactical timeout from the side of PACT, ultimately necessary when you've got players like Sobol, who have yet to get off the mark in terms of fragging. Nobody really having a great game so far on either side, but much more convincing from GamerLegion, of course, with the given scoreline. And with a 5-0 and a full buy to come, PACT, it's either do or die here. They win this one and try and get back into the game, or it's a minimum of 7 for this T side already.
Oh yeah, that could potentially be 7 rounds for GamerLegion. That is something I did not expect to witness whatsoever, but the way things are chugging along, that could really be likely. I like the fact that PACT do decide to take the timeout. I mean, one of the great things about this roster is that once they realize things are tough, they'll take the timeout. Even when it was, I think, 5-1, or maybe it was 6-2 on Inferno, they also decided to take the timeout relatively early to make sure GamerLegion stopped in their tracks. And Manise, missing the first shot. It's deadly. He's the one to bite the bullet.
Early start here. First player dead again, and GamerLegion looking fantastic in terms of those entries. GamerLegion so far ready to attack onto the B-bomb site. Darko, good for the spray, but runs out of bullets. Lunatic has to be careful, reveals his corner. Oh, Goofy though, good peek in from the back lines. This might be preventable. That good boost up really works out this time. All down to Rusty into the 1v1. But not that it will make a difference there. It is PACT finally getting their first round on the board as they at least grab one It's a sign of promise, but again, a little bit more of an expensive round. It's GamerLegion still looking hopeful, but a good first victory for PACT at least to get them off the board.
Yeah, at least they managed to pick up this one round, and at the very end, it comes down to somewhat of an unusual setup on the B bomb set that allows them to secure the victory. Now, having your player boosted up and short of the sandbag's position is not going to save you 100% of the time. And that was just that one aberration that put PACT in the prime position at that point in time to win the round. Now it's a little bit different of a scenario. PACT are putting a lot more emphasis towards the A-bomb set, expecting that this is the area of the map GamerLegion want to contest. But oh, if only they knew how wrong they were.
This is so good right now from GamerLegion. Just walking into essentially what is a free B-bomb site. Darko, only line of defense, and sure, he gets away with one, but it's the bomb that is already planted. It's the site that's already taken. And PACT, is it even worth sacrificing on the retake? They've got an AWP, which already makes it at least 2 times difficult to retake in this type of position. And you can see they're so scared to go for a peek right now, knowing what could potentially come from this. Rusty, though, he's the first man dead. That's a great entry for the side of PACT now, and still with the way that the time is ticking, they've got to be careful. Zero good for a denial, but they've got to go for the defuse, and luckily, they've just about got a kit in time. It's going to be close, but I think they'll just about get it. No! Final tick, unfortunately, and Manise can't complete the defuse. It's GamerLegion that just hold on to the round.
Oh, that's so dissatisfying for PACT as well, because there was a bit of a body block there. The two players trying desperately to find that kit, and if somehow they don't manage to block each other, maybe there's the potential to get that defuse in for PACT. I mean, it was super close at the very end, and GamerLegion, they held on for as long as they could. Eventually, they managed to win the round because of it. After PACT, though, yeah, another timeout. They realized times are getting rough here in Overpass. Yeah, it's the first half, but even here, you don't want to allow your opponents to just begin to run away with this second map. And remember, it was PACT that had a dominant run of form of Inferno. They were the ones leading the game for the majority, if not, yeah, the entirety of the game, and they managed to close it out 16-5. But here, in Overpass, it seems to be a reversal.
Really good signs right now from GamerLegion, and I'm really impressed with not just how they've been able to start on this map, but how they've actually been able to come in and turn this around given the circumstances, given the fact that they got absolutely wiped out on Inferno 16-5. It's one of the sort of score lines and precedence is set in an early game where you're thinking, yeah, this is probably going to be a hard slog to get back into it, but I mean, GamerLegion are doing exactly that. PACT, though, this time seeming like they might actually have a little bit more of a chance to at least get some consecutive rounds on the board. A 2-man advantage already. And sure, while GamerLegion will start to hedge or rotate down toward that B bomb site, it's seeming like PACT are reading into this. They're finally looking a little bit more settled. Their rotates, their reads, their stacks, not as one-sided, not as mismanaged now. They seem to be understanding how GamerLegion play.
Now PACT has had, yeah, a bit more time to get used to their opponents of GamerLegion, and suddenly that is bringing them results, fruits of their labor. But as we'll notice, this is still somewhat of a interesting scenario, as Adam, the lonesome player, still lingering around here. I think, yeah, he's been spotted, 100%. 30 seconds remaining though. Manise, that could be false info. He might have the assumption there's more players on long, and there's the potential for a hit on the A-bomb side, but Manise, he's going to clear out long, and he's going to have the intel. No one's here, and as you'll notice, 20 seconds, GamerLegion, they don't want to be part of the offensive. They're going to put their guns down and actually go for the save on T side to save up the equipment they have here, and fair enough, that's a lot of equipment, but that is going to be the second one for PACT.
Very weird round, to say the least. I mean, I'm definitely not against it. Sacrificing an AWP, knowing your round loss bonus is in Tatters is a really good preventative method there, just to go for another buy round. So I'm not against it. It's a very weird round. We very rarely see the T's saving in that type of position with so much time left in the round, but I'm definitely not against it. It stacks up a full buy for this round. It keeps that AWP still in play. And PAC's economy isn't even that great. They've got enough saved up for one buy round if they lose it. So at this stage in the game, with GamerLegion having what was 5 rounds in sort of reserve, it's not a bad choice. So really nice to see them actually thinking logically about the progression of this game. It's a really promising sign that with 6 rounds already on the board, they're not willing to mess around and think, oh, 6 is a minimum, you know, T side will be fine once we switch over. No, they're actually looking to really start to hammer home here in this first half.
Oh, this is also a very peculiar setup. All 5 players is moving together. No one's splitting. No one's going for any sort of other map control in some different area of the map. We're just going together in this one. Okay. Human centipede style. But, the players of PACT, of course, they're not aware of what's going on. They have no intel. The players of GamerLegion have been incredibly quiet, and now they're gonna begin clunking their boots, running over towards the A-bomb site. Nice manages to actually not get a single frag. It's huge to deal the damage, and that will be a bomb plant for GamerLegion.
Beautiful. Bursting in again onto this bomb site. It is so fantastic. With the way that this one is going right now, things are looking so difficult here, and well, we shall see as time is ticking on the retake. They have got a defuse kit in the hands of Lunatic, but Sobol falls around him. This now is where things get increasingly more difficult. Darko, you're able to burn one out, but there is very little time left on this one. No time for the defuse even. And unfortunately, that is where things are going to come to a close. And, well, 7-2 it is. GamerLegion keeping up the fight and keeping up the advancement. It is such a promising sign. A very scary outcome, given the circumstances. It is 7 already. And with 6 left in this first half, who knows where we'll be right now.
Oh, and it's quite unlucky. I'd even go far as to say for PACT is that this is now the 2nd time in a row where, yeah, they seem to be in just a great position to eventually win out the round. It's 1v2. They can just stick the defuse and, uh-oh. It has happened once more. They just simply don't have enough time. Speaking of which, Darko Sobol, there we go. That's the perfect way to start out round number 10. That's by decimating your opponents. A Naden as well. Making it 3rd for PACT. Almost an era. Ooh, he's still trying to go for this one, and at least there's the first.
Ooh, PACT. At least luckily able to get away with this round. Keeping 4 players alive is perfect as well, just for the uprise in economy, just to get a little bit more out of this one. Well, fortunately, seeming like they will do exactly that. It's money right now that isn't particularly doing too well here on the side of GamerLegion with the reinvestment that they've actually had to make in this one. See what they can bring to the table, but keeping hold of that AWP is pretty much paramount here. Good to see PACT actually putting up a little bit more of a fight now with the 3rd round confirmed. Looking like a really promising sign for them here. Sobol to finish the job as well, denying that AWP, and so far so good. 3rd round on the board, now looking to get consistent. It's gonna have to be a force buy, unfortunately, for the side of GamerLegion. They've just not got any sort of real promise of cash in the reserve, so they'll full invest into this one. They'll buy up completely. Maybe Era keeps hold of money. No, he'll even invest fully, so it is a full committed buy round to come, PACT with a great opportunity to at least grab round number 4.
I will notice that GamerLegion still being somewhat quick in a round like this, and damage. Oh, that was some fine damage coming in from PACT. Maze, though, actually aware of an incoming advancement. Doesn't want to hold a close angle that long enough, because there could be advancing players on those mere pistols, you could say, but the pistols can deal the damage. Minute and 22 seconds. Even though it looked like GamerLegion might focus towards A, They're heading back towards the B-bomb site, and Darko, well, he spots out the one player jumping through. Is he going to see more players? Yes, he is, but he's not going to get that kill. That's suddenly a chance for GamerLegion to just book it towards B-bomb site, and they will try to hold their ground. Sobel, good pickup here on Rusty, but there's more players entering the fray, and Dabas, at least he goes down.
Turned by PACT here, and he's even getting one extra out of this as well. Oh, Sobel just rears around the back, shuts out Zero and Goofy. There to wrap up the frag onto Error. Not too bad of a round there. 3 players kept alive for PACT as well, which keeps the economy at least stable for the time being. Given now that GamerLegion have to go for a little bit more of an eco, this is where the scoreline can start to become a lot closer. 7-5 looking likely, and PACT actually not in too bad of a position right now. If they can close this out at 9-6, 8-7 even, this is a good first half out of them, and no matter what happens, really, if they reach round number 6, you know, it's not too bad, but even so, GamerLegion, they've got the lead, they know they've got the lead, that's why they'll take the full eco, prepare for the upcoming buy round, and at least try and close out the options on the side of PACT. And, well, 5 players moving up through toilets. I mean, you can see the main aim of this one is to overwhelm the bomb site and at least try and guarantee a bomb plant, but it's Manice that is the first line of defense. Has to be very careful, but when the rotates, it's absolutely perfect. A clean round by PACT and a good denial. GamerLegion getting absolutely nothing from that one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about it. Nothing much has been achieved here by GamerLegion, but that is to be expected. As for PACT, they still have a lot to prove. 5 rounds have already been acquired, so it's obviously much better than being down, so to speak, on a 6-1 scoreline. They're at least picking up these rounds, even though yet 5-1, not sure if that's enough. Let's see though. Much coming in there from Rusty. We saw somewhat of a more advanced position there from Goofy, but he considers to back away from this one, unlike Manice. Manice is still holding his angle, not moving an inch until now. He'll begin to back away, but you'll notice that the majority of the players of GamerLegion outside the B bomb set and PACT seem to be going for a aggressive maneuver.
Seems very likely right now. Sobel, he'll find the first entry. That's perfect here. Rusty already dead. Lunatic to chime in with one as well, and even burns up Dobbo in the process. Seems like PACT have found a little bit of composure and confidence at the end of this half. They are looking like a much scarier outfit now. To say that GamerLegion were leading 6-0 and even 7-1, 7-2, this is a much better scoreline right now given the circumstances. 7-7 on the cards, and PACT actually making it back into the end of this half for a convincing finish.
Oh, but it potentially could be somewhat a good scoreline for PACT. If they make it 7, if they make it 8, that is truly quite the achievement, I'd say. And especially now because GamerLegion have gone for a partial investment where there are pistols, there are some armor players. Oh, it's a lot of damage here in Lonesome Rusty. He's gonna have to back away from those flames. He does not want to be consumed by them. But even in a round like this, PACT need to be extremely careful. Surely, confidence must be high in their camp. But if they're gonna go for some aggressive plays, some audacious moves, the guys on pistols could still overwhelm them. That's just the scary nature of these rounds. And Goofy spots out a few players going down connector. That is extra intel.
Yeah, GamerLegion, given the circumstances, will be at least going for a couple of frags, but, well, given the overall entries to start, this is PACT right now, ready for the eco round to come. 50 seconds on the clock. Darko prepared for this one, and still he has his teammates in defense. Sobel and all the crew. Easy shutdown. 7-7 it is, and PACT, I mean, no matter how this half ends now, 8-7 either way, this is such a better scoreline for PACT. Given how it started, I'm very impressed with their comeback already.
Because even now, we have the scoreline such as this, 7-7, it's even Stevens. But the fact is that GamerLegion, they were the ones in a very good position, leading this game for the majority of the first half, and now PACT slowly but surely stringing rounds together, and they've made it an equal scoreline. Oh, Adam, he's moving up close here. He could potentially catch someone like Lunatic off guard. Now there's the one, but Lunatic, oh, he gets himself free. Drops the bomb carrier in the process. And there's also bodies dropping on the other side as well. It's Era that remains, and it's looking like a 8-1 for PACT.
So good right now. PACT have shown ultimate composure. They could have dropped out of this first half completely. Could have allowed GamerLegion to close out maybe even a replica scoreline as to what they did on Inferno of a 10-5, 11-4, something like that. And well, they've not allowed that to happen in the slightest. It is an 8th, like you say, confirmed. And sure, it's a better half performance by GamerLegion, but given how convincing it started, I am quite disappointed that they at least didn't close out double digits, or at least a convincing first half victory. It does seem still even a little bit light despite their first half performance.
8-7 it is. Really not a bad scoreline if you're PACT. But I'll say this though, from GamerLegion's perspective as well. Remember, we didn't really, we were hoping they could potentially make a good game here in Overpass, and they did so initially, picking up that 5-1 scoreline. But you have to admit, from there on out, it has been primarily the PACT show. They were the ones that still come out on top in the first half. Surely it's not by a lot. It's just the one round. But here in the second half, maybe things get interesting here. We didn't really get to see GamerLegion play too much on their CT side of Inferno, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this is something they've been logging all best of free long, to get that CT start, to get themselves that possibility to pick up the majority of the rounds here, because if there's something that GamerLegion does have up their sleeve, it's their individuals, skilled individuals that can really turn the tide on this second half.
Yeah, that seems like what they really need in the CT side. Just a little bit more of a, I wouldn't say sort of free play style, but just something where they can put, like you say, those individuals to good use right now. And well, on this B bomb site, it's a great way to begin so far. It's a 2-for-1. Well, make it a 2-for-2, unfortunately. Now, the best part for GamerLegion, it has to be a B bomb site commitment. The bomb is down on the back of the bomb site. There is no other way right now for GamerLegion to work this out apart from stacking onto that B side. Although, the one thing they might not expect is the boost to be made so late in the round. There's the information, a tag onto Dobbo. That's all they need as Manish from the back. No, whiffs the shot, but luckily still gets away with the frag. The bomb is still down though. They can't give that up just yet.
I look at Adam. He's backing away from this one alongside Dobbo. It's going to be another flank coming in, but Minis, so aware of it, eliminates low HP Dobbo. He's even expecting the other player. Well, that's some unlucky timing. Adam, the 1 versus 2, looking for players, looking for heads to pop. Bomb has been retrieved. They're trying to challenge him. They will accept and win the challenge. 9-7. PACT. They managed to win the pistol round, even though it gets somewhat awkward. They commit to a bomb site and drop the bomb carrier way too early. It's a free versus free, and I love the change up from Minis. He knows that this is by far the best opportunity he has to come in with a big flank. He leaves his teammates, he runs over towards the A bomb site, and then he shifts. He walks slowly towards the heaven, try and catch maybe someone from the high ground. Luckily for him, there's already a player in that position. He eliminates him, and from there on out, it becomes a lot easier for PACT to secure the victory in the pistol.
Yeah, really good right now from PACT. Straight back into a very scary set of rounds. Sobel finding the first here on the Mach 10 on that B bomb site. It's a force buy out of GamerLegion. They'll be looking to again try and reclaim something back in their favor. Out onto the B side this time. It's Rusty at least defending. Very nice nade onto Goofy actually. He'll be dropped down to relatively low health, although it's an easy shutdown. Sobel and Goofy finding easy frags. Error does return one for the trade. It is down to a 2 versus 4. That late MP9 rotate, though, very, very late, actually. So that might just be a save altogether, and I feel like that's exactly what they're doing. So PACT, not just round number 9 with the pistol, but round number 10 with the Force as well. An 11 on the horizon with the eco round. This is a very good start. PACT, once again, starting to progress toward victory.
Yeah, they seem to be in a position to do so, at least the second half, early days, for sure. 10-7 will be just right around a corner. Or 11-7, that also seems to be plausible. Era and Adam are trying to save their weapons desperately, and luckily for Adam, he seems to be in a good position to save that MP9. Oh, he's going for the push, and he'll die in the process, leaving it all up to Era's scout. And for the remaining players, it's just going to be the full eco, just USPs across the board. A little bit dissatisfying that, you know, Adam at the very end, he wants to save that weapon, but I also see his thought process that maybe if he swings around the corner, maybe he can catch a player, get a kill, extra money in his pocket, but now GamerLegion are looking as weak as babies. Unless it's strong babies, those are strong. Smart babies.
Yeah, things are looking a little bit more dangerous right now here on the side of GamerLegion. Full eco round to be played, of course, and again, it's another B-sided stack, and it's those MAC-10s that are very greatly put to use. I'm loving PACT utilizing those weapons to their full extent to try and get as much economy as they can, and even though they're losing a couple of players, it doesn't seem to matter, as it's all down to Era. He's been spotted out, be picked off again by a MAC-10, so good utilization by PACT of those weapons. With 11-7 confirmed, the first buy round to come from GamerLegion, and it's got to be a good one here. They cannot afford to let this one slip, or else PACT are fast-tracking themselves to victory. It's a vital round for the GamerLegion squad.
It absolutely is, because in this gun round, they're investing every single penny, and even so, that's not enough. They're lacking in terms of defuse kits. They have 0. Air as well. Not a lot of utility for the Opera. Maybe that's not going to be too important, but look at Lunatic moving so quickly through Monster, through Short that is, to kill the player in Monster. It actually works out for him. Okay, now that was a very aggressive maneuver. I thought on the back of it, we'll see a full commitment from PACT. You'll notice they've slowed down quite a bit. Era, luckily for him, gets the frag and Youth, and even better, has evaded the remaining squad members. But Era, he's not slowing down. He's still holding his angle and potentially could catch someone like Sobel off guard, and Sobel, be very careful about this one. And Era, he sees him, but does not get the kill.
Yeah, really, this is working out beautifully. Right now on the side of GamerLegion, seems to finally have a little bit of an advantage, let's say, but for how long will it last is the question. Given right now that the overall circumstances, 45 seconds, PACT will move in toward that B bomb site. Limited utility on Sobel, but it's Darko and Manice that have a couple of sets among them. Sobel, though, caught off guard on the corner. Good return by Darko, but now it allows that player to swing in. It's Manice down to the 1v1, and oh, they are aware of what is up right now. Manice will bucket toward the A bomb site. I think he might just have enough time to do this. The footsteps might be heard by Adam, though. That's the one thing that will give away this round. He knows exactly what is up now. He realizes that it is the A bomb site. Can't prevent the the plant, but the retake is definitely still on.
And look at Manice. He's aware where the player's coming from, sees him as well. Looking towards Optimus Prime, swings out wide. But it will be Adam to secure the victory. I like the maneuver from Manice, but he seemed to have the idea that that player is probably already somewhere closer towards the bomb side. But Adam, he was holding the right angle. He was up there in heaven, which allowed him to be swiftly rotate towards B if necessary and head on over back towards the A bomb site. And at the very end, it was just an aim duel between the two, an aim map in which Adam wins it out. 11-8. It was a pretty beefy investment from GamerLegion in the previous round, and so it's not as great as in this one. There's a few FAMASas, there's the MP9 in the hands of Double, but at least they have one more extra defuse kit to work with.
Yeah, definitely here, given the circumstances. This isn't too bad right now on the side of GamerLegion. And, well, as we can see, things are looking a little bit more tentative right now on the side of that GamerLegion squad. The money still very up and down, so it's got to be a consecutive victory. They wish to get away with this one. That nade not going to have any sort of impact, as it will look a little bit more difficult right now. It's a B bomb-sided stack, although PACT moving around the A side. Adam going to pick off the first player, though loses minimal health in the process. And that is perfect. A first frag found. How do PACT even come away from this? It seems like right now the rotate has been made perfectly. GamerLegion at least understanding what PACT's motive is here right now.
Oh, PACT, you're moving in towards the bomb side. There was a, I believe, yeah, that's a smoke grenade, in fact, but Goofy, he'll go just above it, and well, oh, he's having difficulties with the spray, but it's lunatic to find the remaining players, and I think they've done it. PACT have successfully taken over the bomb site. There will be a bomb plant, and the remaining squad members of GamerLegion, that's Zero and Dabo. You know how difficult it is when you don't have the kits, not to mention when you're in awkward positions such as this. Interestingly enough, Dabo, he still deploys the Molotov, and it kind of looked like he wants to go for this retake, but you can see that Zero is out of this one. He does not want to be part of this retake whatsoever, and I think same goes for Dabo.
The save is the most vital thing right now. I mean, just look at the cash they've got left over, unfortunately. With Dabo on 50, Zero on 250, maximum they've got is 800, and even that is not going to cover the purchase. So unfortunately, gonna have to be a little bit more of a scrappy buy if they wish to get into this one. Zero and Dabo can drop out, you know, some sort of MP9, FAMAS potentially, you know, some sort of weapon, but is it really going to make a difference is the real question. And well, it seems apparently not, as they'll go for an eco around here on this one. They'll save a couple of rifles up, but it is PACT right now that should have a great chance of progressing toward 13 and scarily starting to really make Overpass look much more believable. They are consistently starting to get much better performances and more wins on this map right now, and this one would be a great one to find as well, as GamerLegion, again, the one thing I'll keep recalling back and recanting to here is the 6-0, 7-1 lead they had. It was such a good opportunity for them.
Yeah, if you put it in that perspective, you'll notice that GamerLegion not looking good. They were in a prime position to have a successful first half. It ended up being a moderate first half. Now the second one, but it matters most. Not having it easy. Uh-oh, Dobby gets destroyed there. Sobel right now, he's gonna have to move in alongside his teammates. Zero gets caught out as well. GamerLegion will try to hold on the bomb site, but it's incredibly difficult. They're just armed with pistols, and they're incredibly squishy without being proper armor or proper equipment for that matter. 13-8 it is for PACT. I'm not sure why I called Dubbo Dubby right there. Dubby is a free elf. Dubbo is a free human being.
Not very free right now, it seems. PACT have got them under lock and key at this point. But this one, this is where it matters. They've got that full buy back. They've got error on that AWP. They've got all the resources necessary. It all comes down to the victory right now. And, well, if PACT take this round, they are progressing toward 15 very quickly. All up to GamerLegion here. If they wish to survive on not just their map pick, but a very much needed map in the form of Overpass just to survive in the series, really going to come down to this. Triple stack into Monster, though. This is a very awkward scenario. They'll send in the first, and somehow Sobol dodges for two, even knows of a third, and still will get the damage in as Manista returns the trade. Rusty will find one, make it two. Back to a level playing field right now, and there is a decision to make here for PACT.
Oh, it got super awkward here for PACT because once they get the few kills, it's looking oh so good for them, but their advancement on the B bomb site, one by one they peek out. Rusty has the opportunity to get them both, And he's even got another opportunity here, but the problem is, though, will he check his right? He does, but he's not quick enough to eliminate Darko. As for Adam, he's going to be very careful about this one. Not admit a single sound cue, but he might have the idea where he's at, and now they're 100% aware of it. A Molotov has been deployed, and now there's a chance for a bomb plant.
As soon as that bomb goes down, he'll try and go aggressively, but Manice to close it out there, and that is absolutely fantastic. And GamerLegion, they will close out another unsuccessful round, and despite the great efforts of Rusty, it's really not going to work out for them. And well, GamerLegion 14-8. It's a rebuy to come. It's a shoddy one at that. Losing this one pretty much caused time on the series, unfortunately.
Oh, it's such a poor investment as well from GamerLegion, and they have to make the best of it. Though I'll say the auto shotgun in that position in particular can still work out here for Adam. Surely we've seen a lot more usage of the XM auto shotty. Here, it would be perfect to get a few kills. In fact, the advance between two players, ooh, he's being softened up by the flames. However, has to commit to the push. Now that's one player down and 4 to go.
Zero moving up close as well. Things going to look a little bit more tentative right now, and oh, fortunately Sobol just absolutely perfectly catches him off guard here. With things getting now very risky. Their better players dead. Rusty just about completes the spray, but can't escape the wrath of Goofy. As time is ticking away, as the players are ticking away, it's Lunatic to add insult to injury. All down to error now into that 1 versus 4, and unfortunately, I feel PACT have done what's necessary here. Like you say, they got a 16-8 victory recently on Overpass, and it seems like they're on track to do the same again. It is 15-8 that is now pretty much locked and confirmed for them.
Yes, this is turning out to be quite the showing from PACT. And again, it's the team that has played Overpass for, well, 11 times. Now this is the 12th one. And considering that they have a win rate of, I think it is 11% or 18%, you're not really expecting them to have a good run of form, anything of the sort. But if you'll notice that some of those past matches, that they have been quite close. So it goes to show PACT is capable of playing the map of Overpass. They can pick up rounds. The problem is just winning out some of the latter stages of, Overpass. They don't always seem to have a good start, which has also been a problem for them here as well. But in the second half, when it matters most, they started chugging along, picking up these rounds one after another, and it has now put them to this 15-8 scoreline. By far the best chance they've had to secure victory in the best of 3. And now, a lot is riding on this one. GamerLegion, they're oh so aware of it. They're even considering putting a bit more emphasis towards the B-bomb site, having even 3 players stationed on this area of the map.
Oh, this is absolutely perfect here right now on the side of GamerLegion. The read is somewhat okay, but PACT working toward the A bomb site. Now they hear the rattle of that scout shot to come through. This is where they know now they can push it to the limits. Error already tagged, burning in the molly, and unfortunately falls to his death. Lunatic to burn him alive, and now Rusty left stranded. That Molotov, that flashbang, all the util perfect here, but no, it lines up for GamerLegion. And with 43 seconds on the clock, they do commit to the rotate. And this is a perfect time to do so. GamerLegion completely ignoring that B-bomb site for a moment.
Oh, this is massive. Look at the positions they're in as well. Yes, the smoke grenades will fade at some point. There's also the grenades. There we go. There's one. Oh, that is a lot of damage inflicted. Look at Manice. He's going to hold his angle and wait for the players to come to him. However, missing the initial one, Sobol goes down. Players of GamerLegion are entering the site. The one big problem for them, no kit, but Manice, he's holding this one. He's waiting for the players to try and stick it. He's trying to fire off, but he's not having an easy time. 7 seconds, 6 in fact. They're sticking the defuse, and I think they've done it for Manice. He comes out with the push, and it will be a victory for GamerLegion. They will secure the round win.
Oh, just about scraping through. Oh my lord. Whew. that was risky right there. And oh, a little bit of on-stats information for you as well. Adam, 5-2 in duels against Goofy, and well, the duels that GamerLegion just took there is so perfect. They saved the rounds just about there, 15-9. And GamerLegion, they've got maybe one, maybe more opportunities to keep themselves now in overpass. 6 map points is what, well, 6 series points is what PACT have in their back pocket, though.
Well, it's a good start, you have to admit. Era manages to eliminate Lonesome Minis. This is peculiar. Bomb's still back in T-spawn. Probably they're gonna recover it at some point, but Sabo right now. Oh, that's nicely set up. Lonesome Sabo is here. There's a flashbang peek, and he's a goner. Yeah, this round is not looking like anything we've seen in the past year. The players of PACT, they're being picked apart. One by one, they're falling to pieces. And even though that bomb has been retrieved, it's still 5 versus 3. It's gonna have some major impact here if GamerLegion can somehow reach the double digits here. And then a few more gun rounds and maybe PACT begin to sweat a little bit more.
There's one thing that PACT are very inconsistent with. It is their closure of some of these games. Goofy, though, that's a great first pick off onto Lunatic. The distraction was good enough there to at least add some further impact for Error. Now it's all down to Lunatic. The angle good enough to at least force out the peek here. See what he can find on the back of the bomb site, and will get away with one spot down 2, but no! Lunatic nearly got it done, but Zero, the man of the hour, just about saves the round. But I mean, economic damage, absolutely. That's a great effort from Lunatic.
Oh, and thing is as well, GamerLegion, they managed to yet again scrape by a bit of victory. And you know what's the, well, maybe not the saddest thing, but the scenario, if you're a squad like GamerLegion that has won the recent round on the back of a defuse, the most recent one, they managed to win out in a clutch scenario, 1v1. And if you're gonna keep on winning these sort of rounds, that's really gonna hurt you if you're a team like PACT on the other side. You're thinking, we're just this close of securing the victory. We can pull it off. But I think there becomes the new meta game of mental fortitude. Can PACT still close it out when they're so close to doing so, but not enough to win it?
Oh, now this is very scary here. PACT can keep on rebuying. They can keep on progressing. They've got the full investment back into their side. And, well, Lunatic, that's a great way to begin already, as they guarantee a first opening fight. Players backing away from short as well, and it seems like they are very aware of what was potentially to come there. Players just very scared on the side of GamerLegion, but look at Adam though. He is already pushed very deeply into the back of the T. Spawn the boost up though, Lunatic. That is fantastic. Double for him. The bomb still needs to be retrieved. Again, it's all down to timing. As Era sent in for the fight, the bomb might just be dropped by Adam, and exactly so it is. But that will not stop PACT from keeping on pushing. Adam still in the back lines, needs to be careful. Now all they've got to do is take him down, and luckily they do exactly that. It is PACT that close out the game most likely, although Adam is still fighting here.
Oh, he's even gonna get himself another kill here. GamerLegion, can Adam potentially pull it off? Right now, we will have a 2-man setup. It will be a 16-10 victory for PACT, and of course, a victory here in the best of 3. Though I have to admit, even in that scenario, I thought, no way Adam's gonna win it, but I still had that inkling. Maybe Adam has what it takes to pull it off, but it will still be a Polish win regardless.
Yeah, the Poles really coming out to play there, and a very convincing performance. It seems like since they've sort of now started to feel much more comfortable on overpass, that sort of statistical sort of misguided result there might actually benefit them if they've put a lot of time into this map, you know, looking at the veto and thinking, oh, PACT have now what is like, what, 18% on this map? That's an easy picking for us. 2 wins out of 11. We'll go for that one. And absolutely the wrong choice to make there for GamerLegion today. PACT, I think they got, sure, a lot of that confidence boost from a very quick win on Inferno, but Overpass overall seems to be starting to pick up greatly for them in recent times.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly one of the things I found when they played against SG Gaming. Pat played against SG Gaming not that long ago. I also thought that, wait a minute, it's not like they're horrendous on this map. They just seem to know how to play it,
Yeah.
but they seem to have a difficult time closing out some of the more difficult rounds in that sense. The openings, the start of the rounds. Yeah, more often than not, they seem to go the way of PACT, but it's in the latter stages. It's in the post plants. It's in the clutch scenarios that they don't always seem to go the way of PACT.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of maybe inconsistency about closing out the games, but I mean, once you get that 16th round on the board, whether it's 16-14 or 16-3, it's a victory nevertheless. And PACT, that's what they came here to do. That's what they wanted. Given that they've now got another best of 3 to play, they did not want a long series here. They wanted to get that out of the way, brushed under the carpet, prepare for this upcoming series. And fortunately for them, that previous match or that ongoing game is still in play. It's SG Pro currently taking on Lowland Lions, which you can watch on the B stream, of course, and we'll be waiting for the winner of that one. They'll be playing PACT on this broadcast, so don't go anywhere. You can see the match timer update on the pregame, so we'll be back very, very shortly. But of course, go and enjoy that other match currently ongoing. It is a blast. I can maybe say into 3 maps given that sort of team matchup, but we'll see where it goes. Don't go anywhere. They'll be back after a short break. We'll see you soon.
Initialize booting. These are your targets. You must find, capture and contain them until extraction vehicle arrives. Witnesses are irrelevant. Leave them unharmed if you can. End of a transmission. System online. PewDiePie. Additional. Seriously. PewDiePie. Additional. Seriously.